the same for Black Widow, though, since while she definitely has a lot of fans, she's not quite at Iron Man popularity. So I'm certain that as soon as her solo movie comes out, whenever it eventually arrives, because it was supposed to be released in theaters in July of 2020, but then COVID happened, so the theatrical release got canceled. We don't know if it's going to come out in theaters still or if they're going to put it on Disney Plus like they did with the live action Mulan. But yeah, I'm sure that as soon as their solo movie comes out and they are done with the character entirely, there won't be as much merchandise of her as there was before. So this is definitely a nice Funko Pop to have in my collection. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box, complete with advertisements for all of the other Funko Pops that were released for Avengers Endgame. Okay, so while I was in the middle of filming part 2, my phone acted up, so I wasn't able to finish part 2 the way that I wanted it to be finished. But since I didn't want to waste any space or valuable video material, I just decided to upload part 2 as was. So, welcome back, everybody. This is Jason the Cartoon Fan, and now it's time for part 3 of my Funko Pop collection video. Since I showed you all of the Funko Pops that I had for homegrown Disney, Pixar, and Marvel, time to show you guys and gals the Funko Pops for the final 2 of the acquired Disney properties that I have Funko Pops of. Starting with The Simpsons. I have a total of 6 Funko Pops of that show, and all of them will be featured in this part of the video. Alright, let me move some of these other Funko Pops I'm going to show you later on in the video away. Okay. So, these are all of my Simpsons Funko Pops. Like I mentioned in some of my previous videos, The Simpsons is not only my favorite cartoon show, but also my favorite TV series of all time. So I'm definitely happy to have a decent collection of Simpsons Funko Pops. I don't have all of them because there are a couple of them that are like super valuable right now. I'll talk more about those later on in the video. But now I might as well show you the Simpsons Funko Pops I currently have. Starting with Bartman. Overall, a pretty well done Funko Pop of Bart and his superhero alter ego, who is featured quite a lot in The Simpsons' comic books, but didn't really become like an actual incarnation of Bart until the season 18 episode Revenge is a Dish Best Served 3 Times. So, yeah, interesting history regarding Bartman. Of course, most of you probably already know his trademark song, Do the Barman, which, well, it's more so just a theme of Bart in general and not for the specific incarnation of him, but still, it has Barman in the name, so it counts somewhat. Alright, so anyways, front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. With the exception of this Funko Pop over here, all of the Simpsons Funko Pops I received as birthday presents back in July of 2019. These Funko Pops were released earlier that same year in honor of the show's 30th anniversary. a different series of Simpsons Funko Pops consisting of Homer, Marge, Bart in his normal outfit with the orange t-shirt instead of his blue shirt one that's depicted here, but Bart never actually wore on the show. And let's see. Yeah. Homer, Marge, Bart, and Krusty. Yeah, Krusty was released in 2014 for the show's 25th anniversary, but those Funko Pops were discontinued approximately 2 years after they were originally released, so they're not cheap to find used in any sort of market, whether it would be physically, like in stores, or digitally online. It's unfortunate that I wasn't able to purchase those Simpsons Funko Pops, the older set of them, when they were first released. But hopefully, maybe I'll be lucky and find those cheap for at somewhere. I highly doubt it, but you know, a boy can dream, can he? Alright, next off is a Funko Pop of Springfield's famous comic book star, Radioactive Man. Another interesting Funko Pop to have. When I was little, like when I first read this, like I was introduced to The Simpsons through its comic books, I always thought that Radioactive Man was like a superhero alter ego of Homer. I mean, the face looks kind of similar. It may somewhat. Okay, not really. But you know, at least I had a little interesting fan theory. Not a good one, but still. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. Okay, so now here is the Funko Pop of Lisa. I found it a little bit odd that Fox decided not to include Lisa and Maggie in the original set of Simpsons Funko Pops, but at least they came out during the second wave of the Simpsons Funko Pops, so I could purchase them then and not have to waste a bunch of money to purchase them, because like I mentioned earlier, the original series of Simpsons Funko Pops were discontinued around 2016 or so. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back. As for the reason why this Funko Pop looks a little bit crushed, it's because I got it as a birthday present, like I mentioned earlier. My stepdad Kurt purchased the set for me, and yeah, he purchased this pop. And the Funko Pop was bundled with the Bartman and Radioactive Man Funko Pops, as well as the next Simpsons Funko Pop I'm going to show you. And whoever decided to sell these together decided to squeeze them in one box and ship it that way. So, unfortunately, the Lisa Funko Pop has its box crushed. I wasn't able to find a copy of the Lisa Funko Pop in a normal style box at the moment. I wasn't able to find them. It's unfortunate, but hopefully I can find a new copy of the Lisa Funko Pop in a better condition, like in a box that's in a better condition, before the second wave of Simpsons Funko Pops eventually get discontinued like the first wave did. Front. Oh, wait. No, wait. I already showed the box. My bad. Alright. So, here is the Funko Pop of Maggie Simpson. A underutilized Simpsons character, in my opinion. I mean, she's always there. It's just that she's usually just a little background detail or whatnot. And the only times when she's like an actual character is when she's like the main focal point of the episode. Like the one where Homer had to babysit her while Marge was on vacation and Bart and Lisa were with Patty and Selma, and then Maggie ran away. And then, of course, the one where she shot Mr. Burns. Major spoilers for the 5 people who didn't see that episode yet. Anyways, Kurt told me an interesting story when he purchased this Funko Pop for me. He said that the Amazon person who decided to put this one together with the other 3 Simpsons Funko Pops I showed you, scanned it, and when he scanned it, the cash register said, NRA forever. Just another one of the radical right-wing messages inserted into the show by creator Matt Groening. I'm kidding, of course. Of course, this Funko Pop was brand new when it came in the mail, so of course it wasn't scanned from a cash register or anything like that. I just wanted to shoehorn a clever reference to the show just for the sake of it. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back. Alright, next off for these Simpsons Funko Pops I have, we have good old Charles Montgomery Burns. And of course, I say good very sarcastically, and I say old with a very heavy emphasis. Oh man, is Mr. Burns both old and evil. Well, that's kind of the reason why people like him so much. He's so ridiculously evil that it's funny. Anyways, I didn't get this one from Kurt like the other 4 Simpsons Funko Pops. Instead, my best friend Raymundo gave me some money to spend as a birthday gift from him, and I decided to purchase this Mr. Burns Funko Pop at Hot Topic. A pretty well done pop. I really like how his hands are all together with the little look in his eyes, like he's plotting some sort of evil scheme like he almost always does. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. Yeah, I really need to get around to getting the Funko Pops of Grandpa Simpson and Moe Sislak eventually, because then I would have the complete set of the second wave of Simpsons Funko Pops. And I do think that both of them are really cool characters. Okay, last but not least for the Simpsons Funko Pops I have, this is not only the most recent Funko Pop for The Simpsons I purchased, but also the most recent Funko Pop I purchased at the moment, Devil Flanders. Yeah, for some odd reason, Fox released a Funko Pop for the Devil version of Flanders in the Treehouse of Horror specials from The Simpsons, but not a Funko Pop of regular Ned Flanders. I guess he's not as popular as some of the other side characters on the show because, he's a square. But I still think it would have been cool just for completionist's sake. Alright, so I got this one at Hot Topic as well, and I actually did a video showing it off very recently. So, yeah. Pretty nice Funko Pop to have. It's actually part of a series of Treehouse of Horror Simpsons Funko Pops. This is actually part of the second wave of Treehouse of Horror Funko Pops, because there was a different set of Treehouse of Horror Funko Pops that came out in 2019, not too long after these 5 Simpsons Funko Pops were released. But then there was a second wave that came out this year. So, yeah. This Funko Pop came out after Disney purchased 20th Century Fox and changed the name of the company to 20th Century Studios, which I think is a stupid name change. But for some odd reason, the 20th Century Fox logo is still on the packaging. I find that a bit weird. But, it's nothing major or anything like that. Just something odd I noticed. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. And with that, those are all the Simpsons Funko Pops I currently own. So now I'm going to move on to the only Funko Pop of the Muppets that I currently have. None other than the man who created the characters, Jim Henson, holding a small little puppet of Kermit. Of course, Jim Henson was the person who played Kermit from the Muppets' beginnings in 1955 until he passed away in 1990, with Steve Whitmire taking over the role from 1990 until 2016, and then Whitmire was replaced by Matt Vogel. I actually had the privilege of meeting Steve Whitmire at Stockton Con, the local pop culture convention I talked about in a few previous videos, back in, I think it was 2019. It was actually the very last time I went to any sort of convention because, COVID happened. So it was special to me because Whitmire was the one who played Kermit when I was first introduced to the Muppets. Of course, I still have a strong appreciation for Jim Henson's performance as Kermit, since he was, in many regards, basically a real person, like a live-action human Kermit, in many ways and in terms of his personality. But I still think that Whitmire's performance as Kermit was good, and I have a nostalgic attachment towards it because that was the voice I was used to hearing. Matt Vogel's Kermit, however, sounds a bit off, in my opinion. Anyways, really cool Funko Pop to have. I purchased it at Hot Topic on the same day that I purchased the Mr. Burns Funko Pop. So, definitely a really cool one to have since, it's a Funko Pop of the guy who created the Muppets. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. There is no other Funko Pop that was released alongside this one, so it just has Jim Henson's signature by itself with no advertisements for other Funko Pops or anything like that. Alright, so those are all the Disney Funko Pops I currently have. So I guess I may as well move on. Oh wait, before I move on, I may as well show you the other pieces of merchandise that I have that were not the traditional 3-inch figures, but were still released under the Funko Pop banner. So I have 2 pens, a Pez dispenser, 4 keychains, and a lanyard pin. And I'm going to show all of them right now. First off, for the Funko things that I have that were released under the Pop banner, but were not specific, like they were not the 3-inch figures, I'm going to show you all the keychains I have, since they are the pieces of merchandise released under the Funko Pop brand that were not the figures that bear the closest resemblance to the figures that the keychains were released under the brand of. And the reason why I decided to show these now rather than at the end of the video is because they're all Disney ones. Alright, so here is a keychain of Baymax from Big Hero 6 as he appears in his red armor. Pretty nice little Funko Pop keychain, I should say. And this one came out not too long after the movie was released in theaters in 2014, and I got it as a Christmas gift from my stepbrother Richard. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back. Nothing really too fancy this time around in terms of the packaging. Okay, next off is a pop keychain of Moana. I purchased this at Big 5 Sporting Goods of all places, and a really nice one to have. seriously hope that Brendan, the cartoon and movie fan, one of my good friends on YouTube, is watching this. I know he'll be a little bit jealous that I have this pop keychain because of the fact that Brendan, let's see here, Brendan, not only does he have Moana is his favorite Disney princess, but also he has a crush on her. So, yeah, I'm not the only one on YouTube who has crushes on fictional characters. Well, I shouldn't say that since Saberspark did an entire video on his fictional character crushes. I'm just saying that I'm not the only one in my friend group who has crushes on fictional characters. Anyways, front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. Once again, nothing really too fancy this time around. Alright, now here is a keychain of Wreck-It Ralph as he appears in his movie sequel, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Not really I wasn't like the biggest fan of Ralph Breaks the Internet, but I didn't think it was a bad movie. It was just kind of an underwhelming follow-up to what was a really, really good movie. The original Wreck-It Ralph was really good. So I personally found Ralph Breaks the Internet to be a disappointing follow-up, but not a bad one in any sense of the word. Ralph is a really cool character, so it's nice to have a little bit of merchandise of him. I got this as a Christmas gift in like 2018, if I remember correctly. And I think it was Richard who got me this one. I don't remember for sure, though. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back. Alright, last but not least, for the Funko keychains that I have Gwendolyn Stacy, aka Spider-Gwen. And, of course, you may know her from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is a really good movie. You should really see it if you haven't watched it yet. But she was in the comics a few years prior to that movie coming out, and I actually got this keychain before Into the Spider-Verse was released. It was a Christmas gift that I got in 2017. It was actually a blind box, so they took this box and put it inside a box covering it up so you wouldn't know which pop you were getting until you actually opened it up. I'm definitely glad that I got it, though, since now that Into the Spider-Verse was released, Gwen Stacy is now the other one of the only two Marvel characters I have a crush on, the other one being Gamora. So, definitely a really nice little keychain to have. Front, top, bottom, left side, right side, and the back of the box. And yeah, those are all the keychains I have. So I may as well show you the other pieces of merchandise released under the Pop label that were not the figures. And just like with the keychains, they're all Disney related ones, so I just decided to show them all here. Alright. A little lanyard pin of Iron Man. Nothing really too fancy here. Two pens. One of R2-D2 from Star Wars. It's kind of hard to tell that this is a Pop. A pen that was released under the Pop banner. But it is one. You can see that R2-D2's little camera that he uses as his eye is a little bit bulgier than it should be because it's supposed to be the big black dots that you see on all the Funko Pops. And this pen here of Sarah Sanderson, I actually purchased this at Party City back when they were doing their Halloween stuff last Halloween, like in October of last year. And I got it because, well, you know, Sarah Sanderson is one of my crushes, so I just wanted to have a little merchandise of her. Alright, last but not least for the miscellaneous Funko stuff that I have that were released under the Pop banner but weren't the figures. this really cool Pez dispenser of Stan Lee, which was released in December of 2018, shortly after he passed away. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. You were one of the great ones. And it was really sad when I found out that he passed away. And Steven Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob SquarePants, passed away not too long after Stan Lee did. So it was really sad because both of those people basically created my childhood. The Marvel Cinematic movies I really enjoyed, like the MCU films I really liked, and all the ones that were made up to that point. And of course, SpongeBob was one of my childhood favorite cartoons. So when they passed away, I felt the same sort of grief that I'm certain that everybody felt back in the 60s when Walt Disney passed away, and in 2000 when Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts, passed away. Rest in peace, both of you two. You guys deserve it. Hopefully, Marvel and Nickelodeon, respectively, will do a good job of making sure that your creations are in the right hands. Yeah, so this is a Pez dispenser, so you can see his little head is on the top there, and there's a candy right there. I haven't opened it yet because I want to keep it in its original box. But yeah, I got this at Hot Topic not too long after it was released, and I'm definitely happy to have it in my collection, considering, well, the fact that Stan Lee passed away. Alright, so those are all the Disney Funko Pops I currently have. So until next time, and this is Jason the Cartoon Fan signing off.